Good morning. My name is Vita Sadanandan, and today is the 14th of March 2026, and the time is 6:36 a.m. Today is a Saturday, and what we are doing today, what the area of body we are maintaining the health of through the Nirbeeja Yoga style is the region of the voice box, which is the second portion of the neck region, second of the four portions of the neck that I have divided the neck region into out of, so I made 41 body parts. No, I segregated the human body into 41 parts, and then 40 of them as having four parts, and then the tail being one part. So that's the 41. So um, the idea is to maintain health of all of these parts regularly. So over time, you can go beyond certain limitations that has been maintaining health in a certain manner. Otherwise, we are not having the benefits of, say, yoga. We are when there is no regular improvisation of what we have, then we continue to have the systems as they are. Um, so I call them as langanams. You go beyond. Langanams have been called as fasting, but I was thinking when you go beyond certain difficulties, then also you go fast. Yeah. So you go fasting in improving health, wealth, and wisdom. Otherwise, you eat, you do your stuff, but you're not really going anywhere forward. So my understanding of langanam is, langa. Um, uh, I understand language differently. And when I look at the word like the Langanam, this is how I understand it. You go beyond a challenge, and that enables you to go fast. Okay, so that's my idea of fasting. Also, Langanam, when okay, I think somebody translated it, and a lot of our Vedic words and several languages have been suboptimally translated, is what I found. And I'm from the medical transcription industry with over 19 plus years experience. And I found when you translate or transcribe things from one medium to another suboptimally, things don't work as well. Yeah, and you could also get sued if you translate it not so well. Yeah. Medical reports, for example, insurance industries will definitely be, oh my goodness, doctors will know about it. Yeah. Now, so from medical transcription industry, I'm into healthcare, and I'm translating different methods of how people look at the same human body from the allopathic perspective, homeopathic perspective, Ayurveda, pranic healing, and now we have somebody talking in terms of sun, moon, stars. So there's shamanism, there is many, many kinds of ways, including yoga. And everybody is talking about the same human body. We are all from the same planet Earth and have so many perspectives that I've arrived at my own language, from my own perspective, from my own model of universe and reality. I call it the person-centric model of universe. And so far, a lot of textbooks, when interpreted from my perspective, is making so much sense that it can be a classic model of standard physics, biology, mathematics, chemistry, meristem intelligence, standard model of, classical model of meristem intelligence. You know, I don't know what it's called. How to live in such a way that you're actually growing and health, wealth, and wisdom is also becoming better, and you're having sustainable, stabilizing economy, ecology, what have you. We have lots of words. Let's just say intelligence, at least, yeah, and in integrating manner. So we have the unified field. I call it the unifying field. You keep unifying it, and the whole becomes wholesomer and keeps on becoming wholesomer. So me, contemporaries, future generations, and their generations also have sustainable health, wealth, and wisdom. So is there any other perspective that gives this way of thinking? I don't know. I can't say I stop looking because we are all on the same planet Earth. There could be, because when I look and I find there is another value which can then improve my construct, then I take it. Yeah. Otherwise, I can keep looking at problems. There's problems and there's more problems. Or I'm solving them, finding, see, yeah. So I have a way of putting all of this information. So it's become a large language model now. Yeah. I'm in different stages of making it available. And Nirbeeja Yoga is a health maintenance practice of this health maintenance practice. Yeah. So this is minus enterprise powered by yoga because people are dealing power dynamics and they go pow pow. I'm going, wow. Yeah. Oh, nice, nice. You digest the power, and then what remains is, yeah, once all of those power concerns and violence and all of that stuff, confusions and control dynamics and all of that is digested, what you have left is some amount of some precipitates. It's also, yeah, and then you improve it and you come up with shanti. Yeah. I have peace. So peace in the pot, 9 days old. And then you make it better. It's nice. So you have wow. When you have peace, wow is possible. Yeah. Now, Mukami Karaga and all of that. Oh, nice. Yeah. So, voice box is how I'm letting you know about what I've been thinking about. Yeah. So, Mukami Karaga in Swarambika. So, what? Movementless yoga. You don't speak it, chant it. There's no chanting. There's no, striking poses. You don't even have to move a muscle. No visualization, no sounding, chanting, or beads or crystals or nothing. Just you alive with your human body. Yeah. And the everyday activities of living. Yeah. But basically, the yoga thing, you don't even have to move a muscle. And the area of body maintaining health of by the Nirbeeja Yoga style is the second portion, the voice box. The Nilakantha, apparently, is relating to when stuff not said and it's inside your body and you are not even letting it out, nor are you swallowing it. Yeah. Ajirne bhojanam visham. Even words, sounds, if it's not said when it needs to be, when it's kept inside, it becomes poison. It tissue memory, yeah, forms biochemical stuff, which that does not allow for stuff to really move. It becomes dukkha because it's heavy, heavy. Yeah, neither are you spitting nor you swallowing. Now, in your body, gallbladder, for example, if you're not regularly moving stuff there, you will form difficulties any part of the body. If things are not regularly moving, it gets stuck a little bit, like drainage. You need to regularly clean it. Otherwise, you're having stagnation. Your life stagnates. You live round and round in the same place. Yeah. Okay. So from cleaning, Tattva Shuddhi and Visha Chikitsa, over time, um, experiences of living precipitate, and then you do Tattva Shuddhi and Visha Chikitsa, and what then remains is Shanti, and then you improve the Shanti. Yeah. And then you keep on improving the Shantis. It becomes nice Shanti, yeah. Better Shanti, Vishanti. Yeah. Okay. All right. Then you also have Mukambika. Water doesn't talk. I mean, talks. But then can you listen to the sounds of life? Quiet. The entire earth system functions by water, at least. And your body is at least 60 to 70% water. And Ganga, the idea of Ganga is when the Visha has been cleared and there's Tattva Shuddhi happening, all of that, then clean, nice water, Ganga. It's also called the elixir of life. Otherwise, you're running past life experiences in the same, I can't say sewerage. Yeah, because you will die. Sewerage will kill you. So that's not what we're talking about. You have some amount of life and you have life or something like it. You're alive, you're healthy, you don't have diseases. If you have disease or don't have, even if you say you're healthy, you're as healthy as what's your definition of health? Yeah. You are healthy, people around you are going through their own difficulties, which means you're not so healthy because you're looking at others not living life as well as they could. And you are partially, what's it, selective amnesia or selective deafness. You are good, they are doing through their stuff. So you're healthy as far as you can see or don't want to see. Yeah. So what's your definition of health now? So when Mukamika, I'm doing AK-47 by Mukamika. Yeah. Okay, Mukamika Raga. All right, so the idea is voice box is for speaking what needs to be said in the swaras that we have available and in a way that can make sense to people who speak so many languages across the globe. Now I'm using just the English language. So that at least in one language, while there is British English, American English, Indian English, African English, what have you, like dialect English. So I'm sticking to one language which already has varieties, but at least I'll stick to one. Yeah. And over time, maybe we have internet functioning by English language. Yeah. People then translate it, use the version in other languages, but it's taken some time for that version to come. But we have English as a common. If you're going to resist something, you don't get this information. As simple as that. I am speaking in English. My ways of thinking evolved over several cycles of evolution, yeah, including 2 years of the pandemic, but I am going by the English channel to communicate the wisdom of health. Yeah. So who listens to this? It's like rare gold or diamond or water, rare water. If you want to get the benefit of it, if you are tuned in from the English language, you get to hear of it. Because I am to make my content available in English, swimming through the English channel to make the world a better place to live in. Okay? So, by intelligent design, we have had the English colonizing many places. So, over years, English has been made available, and then you resist English or you are more in alignment with, there would be a reason for all of this. You can keep fighting it or you can tap into the benefit of it. And I am speaking in the English language. Yeah, all right. Courses are all coming up in English. You'd like translations? You would have to. Okay, I have mice. Now that's going to be interesting. That will help with the translation into other languages, or rather, your understanding of other languages when based on mice will make life simpler. That's all about intelligent design. So we're working on the making it available translation. Yeah, bit. So Nirbeeja Yogas. This is Mukamikaraga and Swarambika. It's become mice. Meristem intelligences. The voice box, from where the sound that I'm making, what I'm speaking, is coming, is having a little vibration, yeah, by which is also the region of the band. So the topmost portion of your neck is about where I call the hyoid region. So you have the hyoid bone and the topmost portion of the neck just before your head starts. The second portion I'm calling as the voice box, which is where the sound that you're making comes from. That also, the next one is the thyroid band. And then you have the choker. Like when you put a necklace, you put a choker. It's very close to your collarbone. Yeah. The neck region very close to your collarbone. So it just helps to maintain. There are lots of very important body parts in each of these bands. I put up this calendar on my website, www.dynamicstillnesses.com. On the page named Dailies, I put up the calendar for March and for this day. So you'll see how's the body parts um, distributed. And then, so it comes to so many days. Yeah, okay. 41 body parts, 40 of them into 4 parts. So you can kind of calculate. Now, the region of the voice box tends to be the region where sometimes you get a pain because of how much you may be trying to say what you want to say, but because of language difficulties or because other people understand in different languages or because you don't know how to communicate what's there, the idea that's there in your head, maybe in visual images, you need to translate that into vocal images, vocal message, and in a language that you can communicate in, over and above which is is your message understandable. So there's a whole lot of translation concerns. So you would have a visual image, a dream, and to translate that into a reality, where people can actually say, "Oh, I get what you're saying," and then you start working on it, which means you need to build a team, a group of people who actually align with what you're saying, and then go about making the world a better place to live in. That is, if your logic, your dream, is not something that gives rise to problems. My set of ideas is not giving rise to problems, but to communicate that I'm having little challenges. But This life addresses some of the challenges. For example, people can't feel their body. And I'm speaking a language that is from the human body. Okay? Okay, so this is like Kundalini's learning to speak humanese, and people are speaking so many languages that I'm having to use the most uh, prevalent language, apparently, English, and then to speak in such a way that human beings can live in life in the multiverse, which is what I discovered human beings are designed for. So this is like Kundali with the Manidhari. Yeah. So you see, yeah, adamantine walls. Character is what cleaves through adamantine walls of resistance. So water carves the Grand Canyon. Yeah. So slowly, slowly improving our landscapes, intellectual scapes on where you think Earth is going, or rather, life is going, or why have human beings been created on the same planet where internet was also discovered. Now we have mass communication available. From Buddha's time, writing on leaves. Now we have mass communication. You don't have to draw walls and paintings and leave it to the interpretation of people, whether they can understand or not. For which we have mice, for you to be able to translate your different languages into just one language and then see the same elephant the way I would like you to see. You know, Let's take in some circus. All right, slowly, slowly. Voicebox. Try and hum. So this is a little bit of movement for you to be able to locate where your voice box is. So we are more aligned with which is the band of the neck we are paying attention to. I've said voice box, but here you need to recognize this band around your neck, this band of this area around your neck that I'm calling as a voice box. Gently hum. Mm. That hum would be coming from your windpipe, which then moves air through a band of tissue, which would also sometimes include your thyroid region, the thyroid band, because the voice is moving through the windpipe. But try and pay attention. You're likely to notice a certain sensation in the front of your neck. If you continue to hum, the sound will be more felt in the front of your neck, because that's about where the windpipe is, thereabout. Or if you're having tissues in the front of your neck, which is a little inflamed, you're more likely to also feel something. Some people have thyroid issues, in which case the front portion of the neck will be felt a little more stronger when you're, say, humming. And then notice any sense of thickness about the front of your neck. So that could also be the thyroid region, but nevertheless, we would still be maintaining the neck region. Yeah. So I'm not strictly sticking to a body part, but if our neck is getting healthier, we would still be meeting an objective. Okay. So I invite you to bring your attention to any sense of thickness about the front of your neck. So it could be a certain heaviness, heavy tissue, or it could be a certain density, like more weight in the front than the back. Okay. And continue to hum a little bit. Soft hum. Even if you're just feeling the air moving through your neck, that is also good. Even if you're not making any sound, just feeling the air moving through your neck is also good, because you would still be maintaining the region of the neck. You would still be improving the sensibility of the tissues of your neck. And you're being able to feel the tissues of your neck, not by, say, strong, yeah, or you moving a muscle. No, this is by not moving a muscle. You gently hum, or even if you're breathing, you can start with the humming to just feel the movement of air moving through your neck. Over time, you can stop humming and notice the movement of air that is already moving through your neck, because your neck is a region where air moves from your nose to the lungs and from the lungs to the nose. So there is already movement of air in your throat. Through the gentle humming, we are bringing attention to our ability to feel the air moving through the throat, through the neck region. Okay? Throat is also somewhere about the region where the hyoid, the voice box, where the windpipe and food pipe is differentiating inside your neck. About that region is what we're calling as the throat. It could also be the region behind our mouth, yeah, oropharynx. But nevertheless, try and pay attention to any sense of movement inside your neck. That could be the movement of air. It could also be the movement of tissues in your neck, because your neck tissues are alive tissues. Yeah, I can't give you an example of a dead body because you're alive. So there is no comparison there. All you can do is pay attention to any movement that is already there about the region of your neck. And that's a sign of life. When you're paying attention to movement in your neck, you're paying attention to a sign of life. That may be news. That may be a new sensation, a new experience. And feeling that sign of life is something which dead bodies can't have. You can't compare. But you would be being more alive because you're aware of this sign of life or some movement, which is also a sign of life. Which means when you can feel these signs of life, I'm repeating myself, you will be coming more alive than being a machine, a mechanical part, or just a part of the whole, just doing your stuff. No, you will be a more alive person who then goes about your daily activities. Not a robot, not a mechanical piece, not just a part of the whole. Is like, oh, just you. No, you and the life you have. You're going to slowly appreciate other signs of life by which you see other people are also alive. But for example, if you can pay attention to the leaves, they are alive. Humans, they are alive. They look like mechanical. They're still moving on their own 2 feet. And then there are robots. They're also moving on their own 2 feet. Yeah. But try and appreciate movement in terms of signs of life. Yeah. You will see life differently. You'll appreciate life differently versus non-living. Living and non-living, okay, there's going to be fine differences there, a lot of details. For example, there are atoms and molecules in, say, a chair. In that sense, they are also moving. Electrons are moving there, but they are not moving like a metal. A wood behaves differently than a metal. And then human beings are moving differently than wood, yeah, or a metal. So, fine detail, lots of fine details. But for now, pay attention to any signs of life. There could be birds, there could be flowers, there could be leaves, there could be people, but look in terms of signs of life. Now, what we are doing through Nirbeeja Yoga is also paying attention to signs of life inside your own body. Okay? So you're not only looking at signs of life outside, but also feeling, noticing the signs of life inside you. And we are paying attention to the region of the neck, by which to pay attention to signs of life. If I just brought your attention only to the neck and that gives you a certain dukkha, yeah, like, oh my God, I got lots of signs of life in my body. We're only going to pay attention to neck. We got lots more to learn, yeah. So that dukkha is a little acknowledgement of how much you would like to pay attention to the whole, but have a difficulty with the parts. Yeah? Parts as much matter in the whole. The whole is made of sum of parts, but the whole is more than sum of parts. But if you don't appreciate the parts, you don't know what the whole is made up of. And you may not know your ass from a hole in the ground. Yeah, because your ass or ours, butthole, is doing something in the whole scheme of things for which you would need to know where is your butthole and where is the whole scheme of things, which is also your body. Yeah? Otherwise, you don't know where your butthole ends and, say, grass on the ground, for example, or the chair begins because you can't feel your butthole. All right. That was a gross example, but we're talking about the neck. Yeah? So, do you know when does your head, for example, end and your neck begin? Because these are also parts, like a robot. But this human beings are a different kind of a moving machine. Yeah, there are signs of life, and the parts contribute to the whole. You are a part of a whole, and you matter as much as the whole. Yeah. If you don't know your ass from a hole in the ground, now is the moment to appreciate what the neck is doing. That's one of the parts of a whole. So you're a walkie-talkie country. Yeah, you're a walkie-talkie organism. And paying attention to your neck enables you to notice, do you have a voice in the whole scheme of things? Do you even talk? Do you write? To Okay, writing, drawing, singing, making sculpture are all different languages by which you can communicate. You have things to say, you can say it even by drawing pictures or making sculptures. You can still communicate with people. Yeah. And we have many languages. So you have many options. Yeah. If you're stuck in say apparently the jail of life, could also be because you're just not voicing your own ideas in different media. There are different medias. You can paint, you can sing, you can draw, you can make, say, dolls. You can also use language. But if you don't try to communicate what's happening inside you, who you are, what you do, people don't get to know you. They consider you to be like a tree. Trees are also speaking, but can you hear them? Yeah, it would be really interesting if they start speaking. But they are. They are being mango tree. They are being jackfruit tree. They have their own unique expression. So they are talking. You, as a human, have languages also. Voice box. And your ability to feel your breath moving through your neck, which then powers your voice box, is one way by which to know how much you are not saying. For example, by your ability to feel your breath in the region of your neck, to feel the tissue, the density of tissues, or the light, sukha or dukkha. Yeah, happy, good space, bad space. Ka is space, ka is time. Yeah, karma is also time based. Karma is more space based. Yeah. Whew. All right, I had to just differentiate it. I don't know if we have karma, but ka is there. People say karma, karma. Yeah. So that's because of good space versus bad space. Your space may not be a little, maybe a little heavy. So they say karma, karma. Yeah. Okay. Now, karma is time based. Ka is space. Yeah. Dukkha, sukha. They don't say dukkha. No. Okay. Now, your ability to feel your neck about the region of the voice box and the density of tissues would also say the space that your voice box is functioning from. Yeah. If you have thick tissues, it's a little heavy. It could also be that your thyroid glands are functioning in difficulty because you haven't been able to feel your neck. Yeah. And thyroid gland affects your metabolism. So, how well you're doing in life because of your experience of living in this mind valley, this neck between your head and body. Yeah. Between your brain constructs of what time is and your body's construct of what time is, or so to speak. Brain is part of the body, but we tend to think like brain is here, like top, and the rest of the body is here. Like brain is not part of the body. Yeah. And your neck feels the discomfort between head and heart. Yeah. So, and your thyroid glands are talking about your metabolic efficiency. Yeah. From how much you're able to relate, function with your head and heart speaking, so to speak. Yeah. If you're not expressing what's really happening inside your life, what you're doing, how you're functioning, your head and body are not functioning as well as they need to. You may not be having a unified field or a unifying field. Yeah. Where you're making your partial differential equations, you may be juggling many areas of life. Your body is already one body maintaining, juggling many areas of life. So you don't know you already have the one, yeah, by which to manage many areas of life. You're already together. You have a body that's human. And it's just appreciating what all the human body is able to do and all kinds of information management. For example, neck is for checking in a way on how the head and heart is yeah, related. And are you expressing or not will also tell you how much you're connected with your dreams inside and with your possibility of having them be real, alive, come alive, such that people actually get to see what you do, who you are, what you make available. And they won't see you as a threat. If you're speaking it and you're clarifying what you're saying, they are less likely to see you as a threat. Yeah. And they're more likely to either let you do your stuff or support you in doing your stuff. Okay? You don't express, people don't know. They don't know how they can help if they want to help also. Okay? Now, so much about the voice box. Just being able to feel the air moving through your neck. If you're continuing to hum, try reducing the hum a little bit. Once you feel the air moving through your neck, it may seem a little cooling. If your tissues are thick, a little dense, a little heavy, paying attention to the air, which usually is cool above the region of the neck. Yeah, if you can feel the coolness of air in your neck, you're having a little air conditioning. You're like fanning. When it's all hot, you fan it. The cool air would be a little bit fanning the hot tissues. And if you can continue to feel that coolness and can notice any sense of moisture in your throat, yeah, dry throat, singing becomes difficult or speaking, yeah. Moisture, there is more life. In a dry land, you put some water, the soil becomes a little moist, crops are more likely to grow there. And what you speak is more likely to sound as something you'd like to hear. Okay? Pay attention to moisture, pay attention to that coolness, pay attention to any sense of relaxation about the region of your throat. Now, it could seem like ease, it could seem like relaxation, but moisture and coolness above the region of your throat is more likely to have your throat physiology or your neck physiology function a little more calmer, a little with less existential angst. Over time, your head and your body, yeah, the connection will get more better because that's like the electrical circuitry, they function better. Once the threat, once your neck is feeling more safe, you will feel the safety, you will feel the comfort, relaxation, um, other than existential angst, yeah, about your neck. Yeah, and then your head and heart, your head and body, head and heart at least, will begin to start talking to each other without translation concerns or existential angst or yeah, sleeplessness. Without sleeplessness, you're more likely to get better sleep. Oh my God. Because you're Devadatta. Okay, there are many fine little metabolic processes in the head about the region of your neck and your upper part of the body, which will start functioning when this connection between your head and shoulder, head and shoulder, that's a shampoo. But they're also talking about there is a certain challenge, your bottleneck. Yeah, body's bottleneck may sometimes be your neck. Yeah. So continue to pay attention to coolness about the region of the neck and moisture and any sense of relaxation at different times of the day. Your health is more likely to improve with time. And that I can tell you. Yeah. By paying attention to signs of life in your neck at least. If you can pay attention to other parts of the body, you could be paying attention to a lot of information. You don't want information overwhelm. So let's just stick with the region of the neck and notice any signs of life in the region of your neck, because you will start coming alive more. Otherwise, you continue to be in the bottleneck, yeah, of your life, and then a little bit caged inside your own neck. Yeah. Without having a voice in the whole scheme of things. Yeah. You sometimes live like a headless chicken. I had to tell that. When you're aware of your neck, you will find your head, yeah, and have what it takes to function by common sense. Your neck is a key area, and you having a say in the whole scheme of things. Okay. At least write or express something that is yours out in the world. Say it, write it, put it on your WhatsApp status. Let people know you have a thought, you have an opinion, and continue to do that every day. Or try it a few times through the day. Once you get a little habit of it, it's like, notice if it's becoming an addiction, because then you'd have to change it, because you have other means of communicating too, not just one. Yeah. You have 5 fingers in each of your hands. That's a lot of options there. Yeah. Plus your hands, your palm is having, oh my goodness. Yeah. So you got options. That's not the only option by which to express, but express. Over time, communication happens. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope this has been of value to you. Good day.